So, because the majority of people who watch me and are watching me right now are going to be males, and the majority of you males are addicted to self-pleasure and are hypersexualized in your brain chemistry, today we're going to be talking about how desexualizing your brain changes your perception of women and changes your relationships. We're just going to focus on the relationships and women specifically, okay? So here's what happens, guys. When you get your lust under control, you start to validate women on more than just what they look like. Most of you guys just simply look at their shell, and as long as that looks okay, the shell looks okay, that's enough for you. Okay? That's enough for you. So you guys will settle for females with piss poor energy, who have no morals, who damn near have no soul, and nothing else to offer but a sexual fun. That's the kind of people that you guys will settle for, because you guys are run by sex. Here's what happens when you get your lust under control. You start respecting your sexual energy. You're holding on to it. You're not disrespecting your fucking self by releasing constantly, by always fantasizing and watching porn and fucking weird ass shit like that. What happens is you get this spiritual discernment. It's quite literally like the veil gets lifted. And when you look at people, including women, you actually see them for who they truly are. You see beyond the physical appearance. You feel her energy more deeply. You feel her intentions more deeply. You feel the purity of her spirit, or the lack of, and you start to validate women on more than just what they look like. So what you fuckers do, you guys settle for the shell. When you're a slave to lust, you don't see shit for how it really is. So you will settle for a good-looking shell and a spirit that stank. Okay? Like for example, you put some woman in front of me, okay, who by society's standards is a 10 out of 10, okay? You guys think she's a 10 out of 10. All these losers in her DMs want her, and she posts a picture of her body. She gets 1 million new followers. She has this huge ego because all you losers validate her all the time just for posting her body. Doesn't provide any real value to the world. Just posts her body, and she has this big fucking following because she doesn't do anything. But you guys are such losers that those are the kind of people that you put on pedestals. Put this being in front of me. It's like, oh yeah, your shell looks good, so you have a decent looking shell. Doesn't mean shit to me. Because guess what? If your spirit is whack, if you have an impure, nasty spirit, that's like a woman looking good, but she smells, okay? She smells like rotten eggs, like fish, like fucking a dumpster, okay? Do you still want to mess with her if that's what she smells like? Oh yeah, she looks really good, but she smells like absolute death. Reeks of absolute death. That's what it's like to me when she has an impure spirit. No amount of looks can ever make up for that smell of your spirit. No looks can make up for that. You can't avoid the smell. You can't avoid it. So that's what it's like for me, because I could see a woman who looks good, but it's her energy, right away, I can just gauge your energy. Right? It's like that. What do the Christians call it? The spirit of Jezebel, right? It's very rampant. Very, very rampant in men and women. But it literally gives you a feeling of disgust. I literally get like a feeling of disgust. Right? They have that weird ass, arrogant, just that nasty ass, manipulative energy where they're just used to getting what they want just based off of how they look. It just makes me cringe, makes me shudder, gives me a sense of disgust. Okay? So you guys, when you desexualize your brain, you're no longer a slave to lust. What happens is you validate women on more than what they look like, and then you actually realize, wow, most of them aren't worth my time. And for the women, it's the same fucking way. You realize most men aren't worth your time either, because most people in today's day and age, especially in Western society, but really all over the fucking world, operate in a very low frequency, and they're slaves to lust, and they don't have shit to offer. They really don't have shit to offer. And so I just want to share this with you guys because, and this changes your relationship dynamic. So I've given this analogy before. When you're a slave to lust and you guys interact with women, for one, there's several things going on subconsciously. When you are constantly looking at porn, when you're gooning all the time, doing this kind of shit, what happens is a couple of things happen subconsciously. One, you hold a deep-seated sense of guilt and shame that you cannot escape. Okay? You can try to deny it. You can lie to yourself and say, oh no, it's good for me. I'm preventing prostate cancer, whatever fucking coke that you want to fucking identify with to justify your addiction. Okay? But also what happens is you subconsciously put pussy on a pedestal. You put it on a pedestal. So what happens is when you're around women, you give off like this needy, weird ass energy that's like, ugh, gives them the ick. They're like, ugh, right? You don't even know you're doing it. You don't even try to. You need something from them, right? You need something from the women. How do you guys feel when a man interacts with you and he's very nonchalant? You can just tell he doesn't really give a fuck. He doesn't need anything from the interaction. He's just being himself. He's calm, he's collected, and he just doesn't care. Okay? That's the energy that's attractive. When you're a slave to lust, you can't help but give off that needy ass energy, because on some level, you put them on a pedestal, you see them as better than you. Okay? You see them as better than you, because you're always giving up your fucking vitality to fake fucking sex. But then she can feel that energy off you. It's repelling. She can tell you're trying to get something. You want something from the interaction. You want something from her. You want to get her Snapchat. You're trying to get her in the bed. She can just feel it. She's like, ugh, this guy needs something. He's so needy. He's all needy and shit. And you might try to, oh no, I'm not. I'm cool, bro. You guys try to like put on a front. Okay? Let me tell you guys, when you desexualize your brain, you get control over your lust, you interact with women, you realize you're no longer a slave to lust. You don't need sex. And so naturally, when you interact with them, you have a whole different quality of energy. Not only is your aura stronger, not only do you have more confidence, but you also are just like, you have more of an I don't give a fuck energy. Okay? Because you don't need anything. If I interact with a woman, she can tell I don't need anything. I hope I can get something. I don't give a fuck. I don't need anything to happen. Okay? I speak with a woman the same way I speak with any fucking human being. And when you guys get control over your lust, it's the same exact way for you. You earn this sense of discernment within yourself. So one, you validate them on more than what they look like, and then that automatically disqualifies the majority of them. The majority of them. But then on top of that, when you interact with women you do find attractive, you're just a whole lot more grounded in yourself. You're not all needy. You don't give off that crackhead energy, trying to get something from the interaction. And that spiritual discernment is just something, it goes beyond just women. It goes in relationships in general. You can just feel people's energy, their intentions more deeply. You can feel them on a deeper level. Hold on, let's get this weirdo out of the live. Don't come in here being disrespectful, you're gone. Adios. Took a screenshot, you'll be restricted, little bitch. Anywho, guys, just respect your energy. When you hold on to your energy, and I've talked about this about many videos where I speak about the same topic, okay? Getting control over your lust. Go on YouTube. Paul Bryson, semen retention, celibacy. I got videos all over the place, okay? You guys, and please, like, you guys, I talk to men and they're like, oh, the women this, women that, women this, they're all for the streets and this shit. Like, guys, you need to understand that men are the reason that it's like that, okay? Because you men, you've allowed society, the matrix, the devil, what it's been doing is it's been sexualizing men's brains with pornography, with shit of that nature. It makes it widely available. Now that we have social media, it puts that shit in front of everybody's faces as much as it can to get you hooked, especially when you're young, and wants to get it in kids. That's why when you first download TikTok or Instagram, you could be a 6-year-old kid just getting this app. Never used it, never searched anything. You start scrolling, the first shit you're gonna see is like women in bikinis and shit. It puts that shit in your face immediately. That's just what they want. They want to get those claws of lust in you as young as possible, so you'll be a lifetime slave to it. So you're easy to control. It depletes you of your masculine essence, so you're not a free thinker, and you're just a fucking sheep. You're another loser. They can herd you with the rest of the masses. So you guys need to understand that when you gain control over that, when you start taking back your energy, You're going to have a different level of self-respect, a different level of discernment, and you're not going to be so easy to manipulate. A lot of you guys slide in women's DMs. I've never done that in my life. In my fucking life, not one time have I ever messaged a girl, damn, shorty, you looking good today. I've never done some weird shit like that in my life. I've never cold approached a girl, because I don't give a shit. Okay, women will come to me, and I'll determine whether or not I want to give them more access to me. But you guys, you need to understand that when you stop disrespecting yourself, people are going to reciprocate that to you. And the discernment. But what I was saying earlier, guys, the reason that you guys worry about women so much and you think they're all bad, and it's because of you fucking men. You guys have been hypersexualized in your brains. And so what you guys do is you put women who just show off their bodies on the pedestal. So it's all you fucking losers who are online and you fall for thirst traps, liking all their pictures because they post themselves half naked. Oh, you like it. You send them DMs. You give them these huge fucking egos. These women who provide no value to the world whatsoever, who just post pictures of their bodies, you guys are the ones who give them these massive fucking entitled egos like they're somebody really important because they look a certain way. And that's why so many of them, they operate in that narcissistic Jezebel energy because they're so fucking used to you fucking losers validating them on nothing more than their fucking looks. So they've learned, a lot of them have learned, I don't need to have good energy. I don't need to have pure intentions. As long as I look good, that's all that matters. Because all these guys want me just because of how I look alone. Okay? So it's because of you guys. You guys are setting the stage. So when men can get their fucking lust under control, stop being fucking losers who are slaves to it, naturally women are going to follow the lead because men are the leaders of society. So whatever you guys validate and expect and want them to do, eventually they're going to follow through with that. So you guys are setting the stage. Sitting here complaining about women this, women that, and you're still a fucking jack-off boy beating off every night. You're the problem, dumbass. You're the fucking problem. Yeah, guys. And just that discernment, too. Discernment, too. You guys know how rare it is for me to meet a woman or see a woman who I genuinely am attracted to. There's a fucking term for it. I don't like the term. It sounds weird when I say it. Demisexual. Okay, maybe you guys know what that means. Demisexual. That means you can't feel sexually attracted to somebody unless you have formed a strong emotional connection with them. Okay? That's the kind of person that I am. So the way you look, that holds no weight over me. Because I need to get to know you. I need to know what your energy's like. I need to know how your mind operates. And when you guys get control over your lust, you'll start being the same way. You'll stop falling for women who just look a certain way. And you guys become free sources of attention and validation for them. So they'll use you. They know that you want them. They know that you want to get them in the bedroom. So what they'll do is when you message them or you tell them, oh, you're so pretty, this and that, they'll string you along, right? They'll keep on like giving you little bits of scraps. They'll string you along because they know you're hoping you'll get a chance, but they're just using your dumbass for free attention and for free validation, because where attention flows, energy flows. Where attention goes, energy flows. So when you guys are giving them attention, you're just giving them energy. And so a lot of them, you guys are such slaves to lust, you'll just let them string you along. You're so easy to manipulate. You guys who have no control over your lust or your sexual urges, you guys are so easy to manipulate. So easy to manipulate. They'll just string you along, making you try to chase this idea of maybe I'll have a chance. The fuck? I don't understand you guys. Paul, I want this girl, but she's not interested. I want her to give me a chance. You want her to give you a chance. Should be the other way around, dumbass. Okay? You should see yourself as the fucking prize. And they should be fortunate that they get a chance with you. Fucking guys, holy shit. You guys have this whole fucking dynamic. You guys are just like the little bitches who are just hoping. Like, you really think they want a masculine man, a man who's on a fucking mission, a man who's on his purpose and isn't fucking worried about girls all day. When you guys move in that fucking energy, she can smell that. Women are very beautiful, divine beings. They're naturally more in tune with the spiritual side of life than men are, so they can feel your intentions more deeply. They can just feel it off you when you're just a loser and you're a slave. They can just sense it. Okay, women are more intuitive, just naturally. And so you guys who have no self-control, they can feel it. But sometimes they're used to that. They're just so used to it. They're like, oh, let me just string him along. He'll just be my texting buddy for free attention when I'm bored and I need someone to talk to. I'll just come to him with all my problems. I'll just come to him with all my problems, and I know he'll listen to me and give me attention. I'll never fuck with him though. I don't want anything to do with him whatsoever. But he's free attention. He's free validation. You know why? Because you're a slave to lust, and you're hoping that you'll get a chance. You think if you're all available all the time, you put them on a pedestal. You think that's what they want, bro. You guys need to be focused on building a kingdom. Build a fucking kingdom to bring a woman into, okay? When you put them on the fucking pedestal, they're gonna go look for a guy who's not doing that, okay? You need to be on your own fucking mission, on your own purpose, because as a man, that's what you're meant to be doing, okay? And you guys just get so soft. Like, she could even see you as the guy. Maybe at first she likes you. After 10 seconds of talking to you, she's like, oh man, he's soft as tissue paper. Oh man, he's too nice. Ugh, he wants something from me, I can tell. Guys, please get your fucking lust under control. Saturate your mind, fill your consciousness with the benefits of retention, of holding on to your sexual energy. And I always say this, guys, you have no business giving up your sexual energy unless you're with a woman who genuinely has pure energy, pure intentions, because sex is a sacred energy exchange, okay? A spiritual, sacred energy exchange. Whole lot more than just physical going on. Any unhealed trauma that person has, any demons that person has, you're picking those up for yourself. I've literally talked with guys, I've worked with guys in the past, who the whole reason they came to me for coaching is because they messed up. They gave in to temptations with a woman who didn't have pure energy, and literally after they hooked up, after they had a sexual interaction, bro, he felt like there's this dark cloud over him. Like he felt like his whole soul was just in the dark. Like he felt so fucked up. His whole spirit just felt like he was disconnected from God. He felt so weird and low and just full of guilt and shame. Guys, that's what happens when you mess with people with impure energy. Okay? You pick up things that you can't see with the eye. But when you lack discernment, when you're leading with lust and not with pure spiritual discernment, you're going to fall for that shit and you're going to pick those entities up for yourself. And it can take a lot of time to get over that shit. Okay? And like I said, guys, when you have that discernment, when you hold on to your sexual energy and you build it up, there's a heightened sense of discernment. Discernment. You feel their energy more. You feel it more deeply. You can just smell it on them. You can just smell their intentions. Like I said, guys, no amount of looks will make up for a spirit that's the equivalent of smell. Like a nasty, rotten egg, dirty-ass garbage, diarrhea-ass smell. That's what the spirit will smell like when you have the discernment. It's almost like it literally gives you a sense of disgust. Like, guys, it's literally what it makes you feel like. Like, ugh. Like, that's literally like... Sometimes I'll see a video or something and a certain person will be acting a certain way. I'm like, ugh, ugh, right? But you guys who are slaves to lust, they look good. Oh, wow, she looks good. You guys don't feel her spirit, guys. But I get it. It makes sense because your spirit isn't pure. So you match with people who also don't have pure spirits. I get that. But when you actually have a pure energy and you respect your energy, you're not just a slave to lust. Okay, you're going to operate at a different frequency, and you're only going to want to fuck with people who are operating on a similar frequency. And most of them, 99% of them are down here. You're like, ugh, nah, I'm good. So it's a lot more rare to meet somebody that you're genuinely attracted to. When you have that level of discernment and self-respect, you realize that 99% of beings out here, man or woman, They ain't shit. They really are not worth your time. Okay? That's just what it is, unfortunately, because of the way society's being conditioned. But guys, taking back your power, I've always said this, if you don't have your lust under control, you don't have shit under control. I don't give a fuck how much you make. I don't give a fuck if you have a decent physique. I don't give a fuck about it. If you don't have your lust under control, that's a frequency ceiling. That's a success ceiling. Okay? That's a spiritual ceiling. You can't transcend past a certain point as long as you are still a slave to that shit. Self-respect, people. Guys, did this whole rant because most of you guys who watch me are men. And most of those men who watch me just by the truth, most of you guys have no control over your sexual energy. Okay? Let me speak out on these topics and be at least one example and show you guys, because you guys are surrounded by fucking people who think this is cool, who thinks being a jack-off boy is cool, who thinks sleeping around is cool. Everyone around you, that's what they're doing in high school and college and shit. So you don't hear it from enough people that maybe you look up to or you watch or you listen to who tell you what shit really is. And when you respect your fucking energy, shit changes for the better. You attract better relationships. You attract better circumstances. Everything goes up. Okay? You'll also fall off. You're going to lose a lot of things too, because a lot of things that resonated with that lower, it's literally frequency, guys. You're going to transcend into a higher frequency version of yourself. So any people, any relationships, any women, any jobs, any habits that were connected with that lower frequency version of you, now you guys are going to miss. So oftentimes when you guys start getting control over your sexual energy, you change so much that you actually fall off with a whole lot of things, and you're put into a space where you're isolated. You don't have any friends. You don't have any women that you really fuck with. You don't really fit in with your job and the shit you were doing before, because you're not like everyone else now. Most people, they stay down here. They never ever stop being slaves to lust. And as humans, we're wired. A lot of the things we do, at the end of the day, our end goal is sex, is reproduction. There's so many things that we do. That's really the end goal for many of us. And when you can transcend that instant gratification urge just to give that energy away all the time, that baseline urge, it's like you just build a kingdom, build a legacy, build a world, a fucking little universe of your own. And then the things that you attract are just so much greater, such higher quality, right? You get the filet mignon instead of the chuck steak, okay? Or for you vegans, you get the the expensive tofu instead of the beans from Dollar General, okay? You get what I'm saying? So guys, it starts with self-respect. The quality of relationships that you accept and that you consistently attract into your life are going to be a reflection of your relationship with yourself. How you treat yourself, how much you respect yourself, what you do with your energy, what you're giving attention to. And that discernment though. I'm trying to put you guys on some game, because this is something you got to experience. I can't explain color to a blind person. I can try to. But when you actually hold on to your energy and do that for an extended period of time, you're going to know what I'm saying. You're going to feel what I'm talking about. That discernment. Standards go up because your standards for yourself have gone up. So now you don't settle for less. You're operating up here now, so now you stopped feeling and resonating with everything that was down here. When you're just down there with everyone else, you fuck with anybody. You fuck with any female who looks half decent. Dog ass, loser ass, bitch boy, jack off boy ass energy. Okay, you attract better things when you stop settling for less from yourself. Yeah, some souls are rare to come by. But really it's habits, like your habits, your lifestyle dictates the quality of your energy. A lot of people are walking around, it's like they got no soul. There's no spirit. There's no aliveness within them. They're drifting. And let me tell you one thing, when you get that sexual energy under control and your lust under control, you are just very different. You stand out like a sore thumb. You have a much different quality of spirit, a different mindset. And trust me and believe me that people who also operate on that level, they're going to feel that off you. But you're not going to come across people like that every day. You really don't. There's not a lot of them, but they're better, right? You're not getting coal anymore, right? You play fucking Minecraft or some shit. Coal is everywhere. There's lots of coal. But diamonds, you gonna find some diamonds or some emeralds? Oh, that's some, okay. Right, now you only fuck with diamonds and emeralds. You don't just settle for coal. Maybe some iron. Yeah, guys, in the right relationships can be very healing. You learn a lot about yourself in relationships. But when you're fucking with people you don't need to be fucking with because you're operating at such a low level of consciousness, lust, just thinking with your dick, it's like you guys, you don't find pure people. You match with people who operate on a similar frequency. And now, like I said, I've spoken with guys before who they were operating on that higher frequency. They were starting to really respect themselves, but they gave into a temptation. There was like some woman at their job or something who really wanted to mess with them, and eventually they gave in and they folded. And that, it's like a dark cloud just filled their spirit, man. Okay, when you've really, because guys, it's the same thing like when you're used to eating junk food all the time, your body's just used to that shit. So it's normal for you, right? So when you eat junk, it's just like, yeah, that's how I always feel, right? When you stop eating junk and you eat only clean foods for months and months and months, then when you try to eat some fucking garbage, you're going to feel it. It's actually going to affect you now. Same thing when you hold on to your sexual energy, you start to have a pure energy, a more vibrant aura. And so when you dirty that up, you feel it now, okay? Because it's not normal for you to have a dirty energy. You're used to a cleaner energy, okay? Better quality. So when you give into a temptation or you settle for less, you feel it even more. It fucks you up more than somebody who just does this all the time. They're used to it because they don't know any different. They're not used to this higher level. They're just always in here. They're always here. So it's like, yeah, it's normal. What's the difference? I always do this, right? When you start moving at a different frequency and you fuck up, you're going to feel it more because you got used to being up here. Now you know what it's like and you can never go back. Ha! That's the thing. You can never go back. Once you've experienced that level of purity in your consciousness, you can't settle for less. Because now you know. And once you know, you can't unknow. Can you summarize what standards we need to keep for females? Guys, I need you to understand that with holding on to your sexual energy, this is going to come more naturally, okay? That is your God-given spiritual essence as a man. You're just going to know. You're just going to know. You don't even like logically explain it. You can just feel it and you know it. But the quality of her energy, her spirit, her intentions, these are things you're going to feel off her. But when you don't have control over your lust, you don't tap in with these things. You don't feel those, okay? Her mindset, the way that she thinks, her belief systems, okay? If you speak with her or you interact with her, okay, she could even come off very pleasant, but it's like almost under the surface. You can sense if there's something weird going on. She's not completely there. She's not completely, right? You can just, it's literally like a sixth sense, okay? You get a sixth sense. It's like a sense of smell, but it's in the spirit. It's like a spiritual smell. You can just smell them. You can't hide a bad smell, but lust takes that away. You don't have that ability to smell out a spirit. You don't have that. Okay? Like I said, guys, if she looks good, but she smells like ass, who cares what she looks like? You want to go to the bedroom when you smelling rotten eggs and fish and dirty fucking diapers the whole time? You can't get away from that. Same kind of thing. When you really operate at a certain frequency, no amount of looks can do it for you. It can never make up for that smell. A bad smelling spirit. You can't unfeel it. It's there. Okay? With that buildup of vitality, you gain this like stronger aura that comes with this sixth sense. When you're depleted in vitality, you don't have that. You don't unlock that level of spiritual discernment, so you'll settle for anything. You can't smell a spirit. You can't smell her energy. You can't smell her intentions because you're blind. You're lost. Lust makes you blind. And don't get me wrong, guys, I believe sex is a very healthy part of a healthy relationship, but nothing will ever make up for the person's energy, their spirit, their mindset, their intentions. And only after those things are in place, which is very rare, I don't see that very often, only when those things are in place, then anything sexual becomes an option, okay? But nothing will ever make up for the energy. Most of you guys, it's completely backwards. Looks first, lust first. Gives a fuck about the energy. Who gives a fuck about the mind? Because, you guys just are operating at such a low frequency. And it's sad. It strips you of your power. Yeah, literally. Yeah, sex, it's an intertwining of energy. It's a spiritual energy exchange. So when you operate out of lust, you settle for people with impure energy and you pick those things up for yourself. Right? And I've seen people, I used to know them, especially like women, I used to know them maybe in school or something, like middle school, elementary school. I used to know them before they had a whole lot of relationships. And it's just their energy's changed. It's not, there's like the spiritual smell. It changes. When they had a lot of partners, you can just smell it. I'm not sure if it's the same for men, but I understand what it's just, guys, the energy doesn't lie. And when you're messing with people with impure energy, it might be a different thing. Maybe you've had several partners and most of them have had really good energy. That might be one thing. But typically when you've had a lot of partners, they don't. These people are just operating out of lust. And lust is a very selfish emotion. Lust is all about me. What you can do for me. How you can make me feel. Okay? So once the deed is done, they really don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They just wanted to satisfy that primal urge. Okay? Love is about us. Love is about you. I care about you. I care about your well-being. Okay? So it's different. When someone's moving in that energy towards you, the sex has a different quality. And I'm sure you guys can relate. Okay? Has a different quality. There's a lot more depth. A lot more depth. A lot more depth. And it's beneficial for both parties. It's a spiritual energy exchange. Absolutely. A man on his own path who prioritizes himself and understands his own value are easily the most magnetic. Absolutely. Same thing for women. People in general. On your own path, you know your value. You respect yourself with your actions and with your habits. You have a different kind of energy. Versus people who are slaves to impulses. Catch that fucking fly and just... Ooh, I hate flies. They're good at distracting me. You guys ever met somebody, but you've never met them before? You don't know this person, but you feel like you know them? Has that ever happened to you? Didn't meet them in this life, but your souls, they recognize each other? See? I've had that happen before. Meet people I've never met in my life, but it's we both feel like we know each other. I feel like I can trust you. And I don't know why. See, when you guys have that level of discernment and self-respect, you will attract people to you, just the right things. But oftentimes, you're going to lose more than you attract. Because most of those things that were tied to that old, lower frequency version of you, they're going to fall off now. So when you start finally respecting yourself, you're going to be like, why is everything falling apart now? Why do I not fit in at my job? Why do I not fit in with my friends now? Why don't I fit in with these people I was messing with? Just nothing resonates with me now. Because all those things, they only resonated with a lower frequency version of you. You shifted into a higher timeline. Those things did not shift with you. They're still there. So they can't, there's a miss now. There's that disconnect. And so you're operating up here. It can be lonely. Oh yeah, it'll be lonely. But once in a while, something will meet you at that level. It's not very often. It's more rare now. Okay? getting coal versus finding diamonds or emeralds. Now things are more rare, but they're higher quality. When they do meet you, you're a higher quality being, a higher quality spirit. You're going to attract things that match that. But the thing is, when you're operating in that lower state, somebody who operates up here, they could meet you, but you don't even see them. Your blinders are on. You don't even resonate with people like this. You could meet somebody like this, but you can't even like receive them. You're not at the right vibration to be able to handle them, to meet them at their level. So they just naturally, you guys don't connect. You don't form any real relationships or any lasting relationships with people who are operating at this level when you're still at this one, okay? So that's why you often lose people when you start respecting yourself and holding on to your energy. All right, guys. I love you all so much. We're going to dip up out of here. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Hold on to your fucking energy. Have some goddamn self-respect. And until we speak again, be blessed. Not a word need be said. Just sit. Bow! That's right. Bow! Take them high motherfucking vibrations. Fucking love you to death. Go about your day. Be blessed. Filet mignon, New York strip. Doesn't this raw steak make you so angry, little bitch? All that saturated fat and cholesterol is the exact reason my testosterone is 10 times higher than yours will ever be. Plus I train legs every morning. Goodness gracious. Filet mignon, look at that.